So let's just have a little chat at 11:11 start time.
Like those numbers.
Oh,
Good number day for me. I had 234 and then 432.
look at you.
I know. So, yeah. So what
Okay.
you start?
Well, Africa was crazy. It was an initiation beyond whatever I thought I was going to get there. Melissa,
Initiate in.
it's I went for a course to now I can officially with my new certificate. Look at that. Amy is a teacher of teachers. That is
You're a master.
so let's say Michelle wants to learn color mirrors and I could train you as a consultant. And then you say, hey, Amy, I love it so much. I want to teach people. So now I can teach you how to teach people.
Yep. That's incredible.
Go figure. Who knew that this was going to be in my vortex at this time of life? But anyway, it is. And I'm excited.
It's an incredible bond when you teach someone.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I've taught about 4 people the color and numerology course.
Yep.
And yes, I feel really connected to them. I love that they're doing something with this in their own time and whatever that looks like. I was thinking, I wanted to teach other graphic artists to use this information to help them stand out when there's so many of us on the planet. But the people that wound up coming to me were not even in that spectrum. There was a massage therapist, there was an artist, there was a woman who speaks to angels. There's who was the other one? Oh, she just wanted to do it for her own business, like just for the information purposes.
Oh, that's a nice thing to be able to do.
Yeah. So I think ultimately what came out of going to Africa is that I want to teach the consultant course to people that are interested in doing it. I want to do the color and numerology for designers. There's a big event, sort of retreat, like a 30-day retreat that I was kind of putting on the fence, but I think it needs to happen. It's like a full moon cycle of retreat. So from whatever first moon is in the month to the last one.
Wow, that sounds cool.
And then just come and spend the month together with 8 other women and get work done and get spiritual done and get physical done. Yeah.
That's cool. That's something I've missed out on, is the retreats and like the gathering together with women and doing that kind of stuff.
Well, it certainly does bring up a lot of emotion, like when you're on a retreat with someone for 5 days and we were on this one for like, there's 14 of us that were on it. So there's a lot of personalities, there's a lot of control, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of emotion that comes up. Melissa did a meditation every morning that takes you to another galaxy, another planet, another timeline. And so you're constantly looking at aspects of yourself from different angles and different points of view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, that's always fun, right? And so then that brings up like, I wonder why that's bothering me. So when you look at your family, for example, and you are annoyed, triggered by a certain member of your family, then that family member is an aspect of you. And the goal is to be able to see everyone as divine light.
Okay. There's my card. Yes. That would be cool. Like and I guess that would kind of be like just accepting anything that comes your way. And
Yeah. And so at the beginning of the workshop, obviously there was new people I'd never seen before. I was getting triggered left, right, and center up until about Wednesday. And then Thursday, we went to go see the whales. And I just looked at those giant creatures blowing rainbows into the sky. And I was like, what's the point of getting upset at anything, really? Like,
yeah.
And then it all sort of melted away. And those that annoyed me weren't even on my radar. And those that, were triggering me were not any longer. I don't know if their behavior changed or if to a point where I could see people as that divine light and without knowing their backstory. When someone's annoying you and then you hear their backstory or you hear their history and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Now I have compassion, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
To see them in this divine light without having that compassion part to it, without knowing the backstory and just being able to see them as a God in a body, it was challenging on the beginning part of that. And I guess I wanted to be able to see everyone in that room who is aware, who is woke, so to speak, in our language, so that if I was having trouble, I'd be able to voice it openly and without fear of irritating anyone or offending. And so it was good that I got to the point where I could see all of them in that light. And then to me, now I can go to students of mine, I can go to clients of mine, and I can see everyone like as they are. And that's the place I want to teach from. That's the place I want to serve people from.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about, and I tend to, if I'm uncomfortable with somebody historically, I have avoided them.
Yes, and I did that.
And and then I went to a painting event at Lawrence a while ago, and there was this gentleman there who he arrived late, and he just was like open, and he sat beside me, and I was a little uncomfortable at first, and then I thought, what are you doing? This is a human. Like, there's nothing. I was scared for some reason, and just let it go. And we ended up having a great time and joking around, and we really bonded. We really connected that day. So that was a really interesting experience for me, and a really good lesson.
Yeah, it is, especially when your knee-jerk reaction is to avoid, which mine was. On the first couple days, it was like, oh, they're sitting at that table, I'm going to sit at this table. Like, I just don't want to deal with it. Until, you're doing an exercise with someone and they're in your face. And then, right? So then you've got to kind of go, okay, let's see how this plays out. And Melissy, who's the teacher that we were being taught from and the owner of this company, and extremely intelligent woman, like so well read and so open-hearted and so powerful, and she's just holding the space so that we can all work out the crazy.
Yeah. That's kind of what we have to do. I'm sorry about this disaster of a display here. It's just falling apart on me.
It's fine. You were fine there. Stop messing with it. Don't touch it. No more touching.
Okay.
So yeah, it was an amazing experience to go and be with all of these people who work with these colors and what they know about it and what I don't know, and then vice versa. And they were all really intrigued about how it's working in business and believe that it needs to get out there. And we found some people that have taken the tools like the manuals and stuff, and they've sort of altered them a little bit to make it more user friendly. And so yeah, it kind of made me much more confident to be able to handle larger groups, because I like working one-on-one, because I can handle the energy of one person. When you put multiple, in a space, whether it's online or in person, and then you can see that some people are responding to another person in the group. And so my job is just to observe it all and hold people in the highest light I can.
Mhm.
And if you're triggered by that gentleman that was sitting by you, you just have to notice it and see what's going on there for you. And if the quicker we can, switch you out of that, but it's not even about that. Like, I can't control how long it takes you to be comfortable with someone,
No, you can't. You can't.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there was a lot. I was thinking, I'm pretty laid back, pretty cool, but my control factor was on high amp.
I know that control factor. I do. I didn't realize what a control freak I was until I had to work with this other woman for the stuff at the farm, and she she made a comment that I was trying to control her, and it just, this light bulb went on. I'm like, oh my God, when I do graphic stuff, or if I'm invited to do a workshop or something like that, I'm a lion.
Yeah.
I am like that. I need to have that schedule, right? That
Yeah.
list. Okay, this is going to take you 10 minutes, and okay, then you're going to move to this job, and this should take you this much time, right? So it's something that I have to. It's easier now, but I have to forcibly let go of control, and I think that it's a really good thing to do, because you see different aspects of things that you maybe wouldn't have if you were in control spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was interesting to observe other people's natural way about them. Well, it seems to be their natural way about them. So we were doing an exercise where we got a bunch of bottles and we set them in front of us. And when you're doing readings in front of people, like physically in their space, the way you position the selection of bottles that you've chosen in front of you is a story in itself, just the positioning of them.
Yeah.
And so I had my bottles in front of me, and this other woman was saying, okay, so just pick up your bottles. Like, here, look at this. And she grabbed all my bottles and she's like, take them in your hand and just hold them on your heart and do this and this and this. And I'm like, first of all, don't touch my bottles, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you touching those. And I said, and I can't hold them. I don't want them on my chest. That's not where they are in my body. That's not where I'm feeling right now. And she's like, oh, okay. So I tell people what to do. And I only suggest what people can do with these bottles if they've asked the question. Otherwise, I find it really fun and interesting just to see what they're doing with them and how their body language is when they're working with them and what their facial expressions are. And like, there was some pretty animated facial expressions. Like the one I was in that same group, and this one girl was doing a reading for another girl. And so you get your 3 bottles that you're looking at, and you're supposed to kind of say what you see in them for yourself. And this one woman is like, I want to go global. I want my business to be global, and I want to do this and this. And she was talking about her business, and I'm like, okay, that's amazing. That's really great. And this other woman, who was the one who took my bottles and told me what to do with them, she's like, well, global doesn't necessarily need to mean like all over the world. Like, to me, global is the US. Like the United States, Mary, United States people are a little aggressive. They're very boisterous and they have very big opinions about things. And so, her whole concept of the globe is only the United States. And I said, why are you telling her, like, just for interest's sake, why are you taking this woman's global vision and reducing it to her own little spot on the planet? And so I could see Elaine's face going, yeah, like, global to me is global. It's the
Yeah, that's what the
Philippines,
word
it's
means.
Canada, it's US, it's Europe, it's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what we think. But for this other woman who has obviously, I didn't say this to her, but a fear of bigger than the United States, or in her own mind, she's arrogant enough to think that the United States is global. I can't
Um,
figure out which one that is, but
yeah.
either way, she was able to recognize that she was dimming this woman's vision, and the woman who was receiving that information was open enough to say, yeah, like I don't agree. Like I want to go global. Global to me means the whole planet, not just
Yeah, it's,
one country.
yeah.
And so that it was interesting because then Deborah could see how her control was coming out. Like, oh, if you're scared, like, let's take it down a couple notches rather than feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Like, Mary is about to move to Canada. To me, this is the most brave, the most courageous thing that anyone can do is leave their country, their safety zone, and go
Yeah.
into another full on country where their language is not the first language, where their culture is completely different. Like, honest to God, Mary, I am 100% in awe of what you're doing. It's beautiful. And
And where
so,
it's coming from.
yeah. And so when people are wanting to go big and expand and do these amazing things, whether it's for themselves or to give their children a better opportunity at life or whatever it is, just a different experience, I, as the person who's sitting here hearing that, cannot in any way dim it down. My only job is to raise it up and hold the space for you to feel what that's like,
Yeah.
right?
It's, yeah, yeah. It is kind of scary sometimes going into that other world,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
Definitely.
and plus, we're doing readings and we're used like I'm used to doing a reading with you or a reading with Mary, and no one's sitting here watching every word I say that knows more than me about something. And they're like, oh, that's not right. I wouldn't have said that. That's not. So I felt like I was being like judged, and there's the judge sitting right there. At first I saw it as a judge, not as an observer. So when
Yeah.
this, because there's a difference. The
Yeah.
observer is not there to tell you did anything wrong. And so because I was feeling like Catherine was a judge, she swooped in and told me what I did wrong as the observer. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, oh dear. This is my worst nightmare coming right at my face right here. And it
Yeah.
was it was not pleasant, but from her perspective, she was doing it to help me learn more about the system, which is her only intention. It wasn't to be mean, it wasn't to be judgy. It was just like, oh, did you forget about this and what this means? Which
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I legit didn't even look at that kind of section in the reading, but um, I was focused in another section, which to me, as someone who's doing a reading, whether it's with angel cards, oracle cards, Reiki, crystals, whatever, it's your connection to that person, what crystals you choose, or what card comes out of the deck, or what energy area you want to focus on their body first.
Yeah.
Because essentially your energy and my energy are dancing together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what Marianne's body or energy field would say to me and where to start and what to do would be different than your energy and where we're starting with you, right?
Yes.
So yeah, like just learning how other people, not even color, like just because a lot of them do Reiki, a lot of them are like Reiki masters 5th degree or whatever, I don't know, like um but they all do a bunch of different modalities, so it's
Yeah.
cool to see how they bring those in to their work with color.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that happening. I actually, um, about the that learning and control and stuff. I learned so much from everybody, like my students, with just the questions they ask or something that we kind of accidentally, you know, find out through the process. So, and it's interesting, when I was doing the aromatherapy sessions, we always did guided meditations with our oils, very holistic, spiritual kind of experience. And then when I was doing readings for people and applying my knowledge of what I assumed that they would respond to, like male energy versus female energy in the oils, and quite often I was wrong, or it was a surprise as to what worked for them in this little part of the guided imagery that we do. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting how we communicate and intertwine with other people's energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're dancing together, and other times we're holding their energy for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I learned is that setting the space, setting this space, or
Yep.
setting, the physical space with your intention, with your desire for the group, it like we did a room setting experiment while we were there. So energetically, so we were all told to physically leave the room that we were doing this course in, and then Melissa in the room set an energy for the room, and then told us all to come back in and said, how do you feel? And when I walked in that room, my legs were giving out. Like, I couldn't stand on my legs. It wasn't falling or being like crazy, but I could feel this weird feeling in my legs, and I needed to sit down. And I went to go sit down. And Catherine, the same lady who sort of ripped apart my reading, she's like, don't sit down. And I said, what, like, why can't I sit down? Like, I need to sit down. She's like, no, that's not the exercise. I've done this before. Just stand up. Just stay standing. But the energy in the room was like I need to sit down for a second.
Yeah.
And then we left the room again, and they set the energy for the room again. And then we all sat down. And what I discovered is that the first energy that intention she put into the room, she was swearing, like, setting all of this nasty energy, like in her mind, not in her heart. She was sending that energy out, like, fucking people, and these guys are idiots, and like just really negative stuff. Now, we were sitting in the room with all of these bottles, so the energy vibration is already pretty high. So it would take a lot to take down the energy, but just that little shift in energy made me I felt weird in my legs.
Yeah.
And then I realized that same negative energy was what caused Catherine to tell me not to sit down and get angry with me for not doing the exercise correctly.
Yeah.
Then when we came back in, she was kind of like, okay, sorry about that. She even shot me a look like, see, I told you we were going to be asked to leave the room again. And I was like, come on, man. Like, these are like 40-plus-year women. Like, there was one girl who was 33. Everybody else was over 40. I'd say mostly late 40s, 50s.
And that's intimidating in itself.
Yeah.
I used to be that young person in the group. So anyway, sorry to interrupt.
But she was like, Emily was the younger girl, and she was just amazing. And she's going in at 33. Like, come on, that's like the love and magic bottle. That's what she brought to the space. Like, her age itself brought like love and magic into that space, because she's like feeling intimidated with all of these older women. And I was like, man, you're 33. Like, it took me till like almost 50 to learn this, to get into this stuff. And you're like that much more ahead of me. So I think it's amazing that she's in and really liking this kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So any energy work, I think, is really great. It's just to be mindful of not getting into like, my energy work is bigger and better than your energy work.
No. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. So setting an intention for the room, I kind of do that with my art students. We have rules. No negative self-talk. If I come to see you, something positive first. There's no fixing. We're adjusting because we didn't do anything wrong. Nothing is broken.
Yeah.
Um,
Just seeing if
so
I. Yeah, I think I was just looking for what the bottle, the spritzer that we use. The Metatron is an archangel.
I
Have
know
you
Metatron. He's
Metatron? Okay.
teaching
So
aid.
for Mary, Metatron is an archangel, like the angel of angels, the boss man. And so that is the spritzer. Like, so we've got these little spritzer bottles.
Yep.
So when the Metatron is like a magenta color, a burgundy color. And there's a little mind thing that you do, like not a mind thing. It's like a little meditation you go into to set the space. And so you're kind of breathing in the, like, I am, meaning I am a part of everything.
Yep.
And so you breathe that into your heart, into your solar plexus, and then you send that into the room. And then you breathe in again, and it's a we am. So we are all part of everything. I am part of you, you are part of me. And so we am goes into the space. And then you breathe into your higher heart, this turquoise area. We are the Elohim, and Elohim is another word for God. And so we are all God with each other and all aspects of one another. And so when the idea is, if you set the space with that, like the teacher is going into the room and sending out that energy into the space, I have seen it work where negative energy cannot cross the threshold of the door
Wow.
when you do that. Like I was working for a really crappy lady. I mean, no, she was a weird duck. Anyway, she would make her staff cry. She would yell and scream and throw furniture. She was a disaster and so unaware of her, unconscious of her behavior, right? So the last month I worked there, I took a bunch of these spritzers and I would send this I am meditation into the room before I got to the building. And when I got into my office, I would spray the office. And this woman was so opposed to the energy, she could not cross through the door. She would stick her head in and go, Amy, I need to see you in my office.
Wow.
And on the days she was open and lighter, she would walk, like just left 5 people with tears in their eyes because she screamed at them all. She would walk into my office and she would dance in and turn the music on.
Wow.
So we can set the energy of a space, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible what we don't know that we can do.
Well, and it's vice versa. If you're in a bit of a bad mood, or if you just had a fight with your partner and now you've got to go into a meeting, you're bringing that into the meeting. So you need to kind of stop and clear your energy with this I am and send it into the space. So like you leave your crap at the door.
Yeah. That's
And
challenging if you don't have the tools.
Yeah. So the cool part is, as long as you've set the intention for the space and you've done that sort of however it looks or sounds like to you, like Michelle, when you're doing it, if you go in just before everyone gets into the room and you set the intention that the rules will be followed, there's no negative self-talk, like just sending that I amness into the room, people won't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool what you can do with energy in the room.
Yeah. So we usually spray Metatron in the space to get everyone to leave their crap at the door. And then if someone's having trouble settling in, we bring in the pink angel, which is like a very calm spray. It's like kind of settles people's energy down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really, Jesus, Michelle, you need to do this course. You need to bring this into your color students, your painting students.
I would love to do it, and we talked about it before. I have a problem focusing. Big time. Big time.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's just me and you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's me mostly doing, okay, so there's two things. One is a color consultant where we go through, we can do it solidly for a week and we work through stuff, or we can do it once a week over 26, 24 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and the consultant course I've never taught before. I mean, I've been to them many times, but I haven't actually taught it. And basically, you're working through every color and
Yeah.
seeing what happens when you're in that color. So the 26-week one is we talk about a color in the first week, and then you go and you work with that color for the week, and then we
Yeah.
come back and we talk about it. There's no exam, there's no nothing. You're already intuitively connected to color.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is just showing you like what's the past life connections, what's the physical body part of it, what's the emotion that comes up, what's it attached to, what's it bringing up, there's color combinations, all of that stuff, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like
Sorry, I'm
for yours, like for you, even if you did the color and numerology, you could actually have a color numerology paint class where people are using their soul colors to paint with.
yeah. That's actually, I think that's when we did our first reading, we did the numerology, which blew me away. And then we talked about this color numerology course that you do.
Yeah, like I think for if you don't want to do consultant, like to actually do the one-on-ones with people, if you want to keep it to the class, you want to add another element to your paint class, to your teaching, then
Yep.
I think just the color and numerology would be really great to add to it.
I do
And then,
too. I do too.
yeah, like,
So my challenge is cash flow. Big time challenge. So I love to go out. I would love to go and do painting workshops and plein air painting experiences and join all these art shows. Everything comes with a fee. And I don't know why, but money materializes and disappears. And
okay,
it's
here's
not like we're going out for dinner or spending, overspending on this or that or that. It just evaporates.
okay, so we can do one of two things.
Yep.
I want you to look at the wall of color behind me,
Yep.
and I want you to pick one that your feeling is attached to your money, like your money story. Okay, I'll move out of the room. Which one is? Oh, I'm floating back.
To money. I'm seeing that bright orange bottle right behind you, but second row down. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a chakra bottle.
That's
That's
the
C11. It's the higher chakra bottle. It's the evolution of the chakra colors. So, 1 second. Let me just get my bookie book. So you're feeling like this bottle is attached to the money conversation.
well, when you were talking about it, my eye went right to it.
Okay, yes, then that's it. That's the one. 1 second. C11. Solar plexus.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that.
Okay, and we were just talking about the I am center, right?
Yeah.
So this one,
And art and creativity, that's all connected with the chakra.
okay. So traditionally, we know the chakra, the sacral chakra to be, or sorry, the solar plexus chakra to be yellow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because the sacral chakra is the orange one. Okay, so
Yes.
we're moving up.
Okay.
Okay.
So this system includes original chakra colors
Hmm.
and evolution of chakra colors.
Okay.
So the solar plexus chakra is moving from yellow to gold. And what needs to turn that yellow to gold is pink. It's love. You add love to the yellow, which is that sort of ego.
Magenta. Sorry.
Yeah. So this bottle is 100% gold. It's not orange. It's
Oh,
actually gold.
is it? Oh,
Yes. So here we go. Look.
wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So what your heart is knowing, what your heart and what your intention chose for you is that you realize that you need to come from a place of authentic power, not I am ego power. This is power with love added to it.
Okay.
Intuitively, you're already evolved in that center. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Gold, color of alchemy, manifestation.
Okay.
Okay. So the fact that you chose this when it jumped out, I believe the story is,
I'm listening.
I know, I'm just, hold on a second. I'm just formulating.
Okay.
Um, if we see you shifting from ego to wisdom, perhaps your money is still like you're seeing this, you chose this, so you want your life to move into this wisdom state, which means I'm smart with money, which means I know that I am capable of charging more than I do. I know that adding another element to my already giant book of wisdom is going to give me the courage to actually charge more for what I do.
Okay, so it's a head thing for me, I guess. Believing that.
Yeah.
So it was interesting when my grandmother was in palliative care. She sent everybody out of the room and had a chat with me.
Okay. Just breathe.
And she told me a lot of things. And one of them that stood with me was that I had to be confident and believe in myself. So then we go forward 10 years. I'm now doing my aromatherapy training. We're close to the end. I had a whole bunch of things going on, heart chakra explosion, etc. And we were doing a massage session. So Danielle, the instructor, was out of the room doing something, and I was on the table, and there were two other people in the room on the table, and then the masseuses came in, and then Danielle came in, and she stopped, and we weren't like doing any, or I was lying down. We're all kind of just getting into the moment, and she said, "There's somebody else in this room," and I laughingly said, "It's my ghost," because I have two. And then at the end of the massage, my lady, my masseuse, was also a spiritual healer, and she said that she has a message from my grandmother for me, and that I'm to trust and believe in myself. Oh, and it was so weird. It was so bizarre. Anyway, so I think that's what
Is it really, Michelle?
What?
Is it really weird? No, I don't think so.
No, it wasn't. But at the time, it was like, wow, how would this woman know that? And it was, how would she know to say that to me from my grandmother? Oh, so it's just, oh, it's a lot. things. And the angel cards, remember we talked about the angels, and I did a reading for myself, and I was going to go to bed. It was like 2 in the morning, and I thought, no, I'm going to do this reading. And I sat down, because it was like, no, you need to do this. And the cards that popped out were, one second, I took a picture of them. Here they are. I got the first one, support. The second one, power. That I'm in my power, and now I've accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the day after I think we chatted, September 11th at 1:30. Anyways, and then it would focus. I need to focus. Manifestation came up.
Yeah.
And then the upside down card, something I need to work on, was the meditation, and really think about what I need to focus on. And then intention. And because we were talking about my intention stuff, and then Michael, Archangel Michael, who's my archangel, he's my dude, and I saw it when I started shuffling the deck, he was on the bottom of it.
Oh, he's supporting you. He's the support.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And then
the
Metatron.
foundation.
Yeah, Metatron's the geometry, the
Yeah.
chakra symbols that I was, so it just blew my head wide open. And I've had so many things come up about accepting my power, and the ancient mother thing.
Yes. Come on, like that's you.
Yeah, and it's weird. I've always had this image in my head of the mother leaning back and everything coming from her. The waters coming from our sacred space, her hair becoming the foliage and the trees, and her arms and her body becoming the earth. I've had that image in my head since I was in grade 9, maybe. So I was doing, and so I wrote down, I needed to stay focused, and I am the ancient mother. Organic wisdom is our gift and our key to pass on so it stays alive. And then we don't walk in her shadow. We hold her light high to amplify her shadow. Our shadow, our shared her story. I walk alongside her, good energy amplified. When a rest is needed, she cradles me, her loving arms embracing me with love and energy, hope, joy, faith. New word came up. Are restored, my power stoked, pilot light glowing in my spirit. Rejoice this day, rejoice this new day. Bring what you resonate joyfully. All will be well. Go forward and continue to shine in her story. The ancient mother is power, embody yours. Her light shines on. It's you reflected back into her light. Your power is included in her story as her light. And then I wrote down AMP, ancient mother power. And this came.
Listen, you wrote all that?
Yes, I did. After meditating. So this little image here, I went to a ghost reading thing with my daughter last weekend in the old Princess Theater on St. Clair. It's an old movie house.
Yeah.
And it's an Art Deco building, and there was an Art Deco statue holding up a light, and this huge shadow reflected behind her on the wall. And I didn't realize what it was for, because I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah.
Until this meditation. So thank you. I've been thinking about you a lot, and as I'm doing this, and it's really working. So I'm bringing all of my power, my ancient knowledge together, and letting my intuition guide me when I'm doing these intuition pieces. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I really feel that the ancient mother allows things to happen by setting her intention that it will happen. She's loving it right, not fighting it right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're having a money conversation, the ancient mother just knows that she's working with divine power, that she's working with an unlimited source.
Yeah. Ooh.
There's no limits.
Okay. Yes.
Like, you ever seen one of those women? They just walk in the room and it's like they glide into the room and you automatically go, whoa, like that is impressive. You
Yeah.
know, the fact that she's just come in, she's, you know, whether it's her aura, whether it's her, the energy around her, whatever it is, you just look at some people and you know, man, they can just manifest like a motherfucker. They don't even need to think about anything. They just like, stuff just comes to them.
Yeah.
Because they have learned the gift of how to receive. They do not take on anyone else's money story as their own money story. They don't prejudge anyone who comes into the space with them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't assume that Amy's broke and can't afford what I have to offer. They offer and then they wait to receive.
Okay.
This energy that you go, so like I had this too. I felt that I was instead of being up and keeping the level up, the vibration up when I was doing a chat with somebody, I was harmonizing with their money issue or their fear issue or their control issue, right?
Yep.
So since coming back, like not just from this, but I've been doing some work with another coach. It's like, it's not my job or your job to harmonize with a student that comes to you and says, I can't afford your painting classes. Can I do them for free?
Okay.
It's not our job to accept that as an answer.
Okay.
You've been studying, and I want to do this exercise with you too. How long have you been painting? How long have you been studying art? How long have you been interested in art?
Since I was a child, like in diapers with the camera.
Okay, so
Ooh.
I'm going to get the calculator 1 second. How old are you again, Michelle?
57.
57.
I'm a 3.
Times, let's even just say 8 hours a day times 365. Okay, there's a book out there, some guy, I forget what his name is. Anyway, he sort of coined the term that you need 10,000 hours to master a subject. Have you heard of that?
I heard it through another sort of way where one of the masters, I'm going to say Renoir, said you have to do 1,000 crappy pieces before you get a good one.
Okay. So in business, if you're mastering a subject, whether it's sales or whether it's design or whether it's copywriting or painting, 10,000 solid concentrated hours are necessary, are the minimum necessary to kind of master your craft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You, for 57 years, 8 hours a day, that's 166,440 hours that you have been thinking, doing, acting, drawing, writing, creating.
What's the number again? 10,000? No.
No, 166,440.
Yeah.
So somebody who has spent that much time honing in on their craft
Mm-hmm.
does not charge $35 for an hour paint class, or 125, or 250. You are, I don't even know what the exponential number is there. You're a 10 times master
Of what?
of creation.
Okay. I can handle that. It's okay.
Close your
No,
eyes.
it's
Close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes.
okay.
Okay. Basically, Michelle, since you came out of the womb, you were put on this planet to create, to use your creative expression channeled through your divine connection to inspire this planet and everyone that you come in contact with to use whatever talent they've got, whatever skill they've got, whatever just even love that they have for this creation process. You hold an open space for those people to do it. And you took your whole life to hone in on how to teach, on how to do, on how to create. You came to this planet to teach those to tap into their own self-expression, whatever that might be. If it's through watercolor, if it's through sketching, if it's through oils or acrylics or writing or collaging or doing whatever they feel allows themselves to express through creativity. You have studied, you have lived life, you have painted life, you have written about life, you have raised babies, you have created amazing children, you have taught hundreds of students that love and adore you, and this is your initiation into being the ancient mother. 166,440 hours of your life has been dedicated to turning yourself into the ancient mother. And I'm saying this for Michelle, but Mary is also on this call. And even though she is not 57 years old, she was put on this planet to do just that as well. She's here listening to your story just like it is her own. This is you, both, Mary and Michelle.
Thank you.
Aspects of the divine, beautiful light balls just shining in front of my face right now. The potential, the belief that I have for both of you to do whatever it is that you want to do, create whatever you want to create so that you can live every day smiling, happy, joyful, so that you can go out into the world and see people you meet as aspects of the divine. Yeah, you've got that.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. And then just as an aside, because we're number girls, when you add 6, my big number, all the together, it's a 3. And you add 5 and 7 together, it's a 3.
Expansion. Mary, what did you think of that?
I really agree with what you said. It also made me cry, actually.
Isn't it interesting how thinking about expansion, how thinking about stepping into your own power brings tears? Huh? Because you have to live up to the job that you came to do, and that is beautiful. And it, like, I did a meditation 7 years ago with Melissa, where I had to go back on my timeline and meet this version of myself who was like a queen. She was in white. She had thousands of people that she was in charge of. She was magnificent. And at the end of the meditation, Melissa asked us to merge together, and I was bawling, feeling so unworthy of that kind of power coming into my body. And then 7 years later, I'm doing a meditation last week, and I met that same woman, and this time it was like high five. I can see you as me. But the first time, I wasn't. It was an unworthiness that I felt, that I could not handle that kind of power, or that I didn't deserve that kind of power, or that even being seen or acknowledged is like, I don't want it. I don't feel comfortable in it. But
It's
ancient mother,
yes.
it's a beautiful thing. And so I think that to move into something like even thinking about the intentional space that you want to create for your students, come up with some words. You're good with words. Think of the space, the words of creation, whatever you want. And then we work backwards with the numbers. We reverse engineer the feeling into the numbers, into the price. And then you talk to people from that space.
So you're not talking space as in a room. You're talking space as in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I do the what do you call it? The color and numerology, I looked at what I was charging, and then I looked at the intention and the space that I want to create for people. And then I reversed it into a new price, and now I can feel good about it. I mean, I was a little nervous at first, but if I want to create big energy and give people satori moments and bring in the love and magic and the joy and the expansion and the energy and heaven on earth, basically, is what that is. So 3,333 is the color and numerology course with like the reading that I do for people. That's not the course, sorry, that's the reading. So if someone comes to me for a reading, it's 3,333. And I'm doing that because it's got all of that in it. It's got the 12, heaven on earth. It's got expansion, Jupiter, coral energy, which is like complete and utter self-acceptance. Like when they come in my space, we need to understand I'm dealing with someone who's got 166,000 hours of experience here. I'm not dealing with a baby or a newbie. I'm dealing with an ancient mother in front of me. Hello, Michelle.
Yeah.
That woman does not want to sit in a space of lack and judgment. She wants to sit in a space where she's like acknowledged for what it is she does.
That's why I think I love teaching so much, is because I'm the master.
Right.
Yeah.
So the master, though, also has to be a student at some point.
I learn from my students all the time.
Yeah.
And not every day.
But not only that, you were the student at one point,
Yes, very
right?
much so. Very much
Yeah.
so.
So if you've got, like, what's your experience around being a student?
My experience around being a student,
Yeah.
um, I
Was it
I was
good
a
or bad?
I was a terrible student in school, but that was just me, I guess, being
Ooh,
belligerent.
Michelle, that's a story.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
I
good.
I got yeah. So um, what was the question again?
What's your,
Me as a student.
yeah.
So I in classes and stuff like that, I was always almost one step ahead of the instructor and merging the next project with the project we were doing. And then if I went on training during my graphic arts career for new programs or whatever, new technology, proprietary software, I would often help teach and explain theories that other people couldn't understand. And it comes to me. So I've always been a receiver, and I've never had an issue talking. But now when I'm in a class, I receive. I receive. If somebody asks me, then I will give, but I don't jump in now. I've learned to wait until it's requested.
Yeah, and that's why you can recognize the ancient mother, because that's what she does.
And then she gives it to you in a huge dose. And then she tests you. Yes.
With love, only love.
Well, yes, but I think the test with love is still maybe a kick in the ass in some cases.
Oh, for sure, yes. But it's never coming from a place of you're an idiot, I need to kick your ass. It's
Yeah,
coming from a place of I can see the light in you, the potential in you, let's move it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
let's clear these blocks. Let's get this shit over with. I can see it. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Let's go.
yeah. So we just have to listen. We have to accept what's coming our way and recognize it. So you were saying that, all these signs that I'm getting, um, they're messages, and it's kind of funny how I've noticed these messages before, but never really taken action on it. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's not until you're able to really see the signs and act on them. Like, they can show up and you can go, oh, look, there that is. And then it's just your level of desire that will initiate the action to follow through on those signs that you see.
Okay.
Like, if the desire is not, you can say you've got desire. Like, I desire to go to Africa and take this course. So I needed to sort of move some shit around in order to be able to do that. And one might even say I had to sell my house to be able to do that. Like, my desire to go there was pretty freaking high, and it didn't matter
Yep.
what was waiting or what we did or anything. I knew I was going. So just when you're seeing signs, you can see the sign and then you go, screw it. And then the sign gets louder, like, Oprah's like, first it taps and then it knocks and then it bangs you on the head, right? Those are just, you're seeing the same signs. It's just,
Yep.
they get louder and louder and louder. And
Yep.
so I feel that, this woman that you are, there's a couple stories, like, I'm a terrible student. You're not a terrible student, because you're an amazing student and you turned it into being an amazing teacher. But somebody somewhere has told you that you have something with being a student, or that you're not a good student or whatever. Like that, you can't say that without having it implanted at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I had implanted from a teacher in like grade 2 that I couldn't draw. And it took me, 40 years to get over that one.
That you could not draw?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck are they doing?
They're killing our kids.
They're
Our
killing.
creativity. Yeah. Don't
And
get
look
your
at,
kids
oh my God,
coloring
Mary,
books.
you need to see this woman's artwork. She's an amazing artist. Like, and for a teacher to tell you that you can't draw when you're, what, 8 years old? What are you, Picasso at 8? Like, your job is to inspire when people are 8. Your job is to implant positivity and
Lift
growth
up,
and expansion.
support. Yeah. Yeah. It's a studio tour this weekend. So I'm setting up a journey of art, my use of art to get rid of emotions or, that kind of stuff. Because when I took a look at all of the stuff that I had this year, it's all little small pieces. I spent probably 200 hours getting samples ready for the program at the farm this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it was like my energy it was all focused on that. So the paintings and stuff that I do have are few and far between if they're finished at all, or they're small. So I think, getting my story out there is more important this year for me, based on the facts of what's happening around me.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing. Then people get to know you. They get to see your experience. They get to see your evolution. They know who they're looking possibly to work with.
Yeah.
Do you get paid at the farm?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. And then I got paid for the program development as well. Yeah, I was treated like gold there. They're very appreciative. So I want to give back next year, and I'm going to run the program for free on certain Saturdays as my gift to the community and the farm. I have all the supplies already. We have so much stuff. So for a couple of hours of my time to go and hang out and create, it's
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Lots of energy.
So your studio tour is of your studio?
It's the Georgina Studio Tour. There's 50 locations or 50 artists this year, and you come up and you go into and see where artists work and see their work. Buy it if you want. Chat with the artists.
Is it like a bus tour?
No, you drive on your own.
Oh.
You could make it a bus tour.
I actually could make it a bus tour.
You have a bus, yes.
I have a bus.
Yeah. So I'm suggesting and I'm open to kids coming. I'll have some stuff out to create with, to play with as my sharing of knowledge. And I'm hoping to entice some people to come and create with me, and do angel readings. I'll do angel card readings for them, and then create the intention pieces with them or for them. So this is one that I made last night for divine wisdom.
Lovely.
So this is male energy. And then what I did, I took all of my beads so far and I wrote their metaphysical information on here.
Nice.
With the bead and the price. So I'm organizing everything. But then on each piece, I'm going to let them know what the pieces are, the stones, what they associate with. And then for this one, I wrote down divine wisdom. I am perfectly in balance with myself, my community, or no, myself, nature, and the universe. So that's my intention piece. And then I have a meditation image to do with that as well. So, and of course, I shouldn't say of course, but in keeping with history, my computer got wet and is in the shop, and I'm hoping to get it back Thursday so I can do my promo pieces.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so question, is there a starting point for this tour?
So if you go,
where do you find the information about who's participating?
GeorginaStudioTour.com, I believe.
Okay, hold on.
Here. And then there's a link. So if there's an app. Oh, it's 12:21. There's an app called Tourica. So Amy, I'm going to forward you.
Oh, September 23, 24, 10 to 5.
Yeah. So I'm suggesting people, if they want to come and have an art experience with me here, to make it your last stop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, tour map. It's got a tour map.
Yeah. So it's
Tourica. Got it.
App. So then what you can do is say, where you want to. I haven't even looked at it because it's not in my list of important things to do, is figure out how to use the map.
So we've got pottery, jewelry, woodworker, quilter, textiles, quilter.
We've got photographers,
painter.
Yeah, they put me as a painter, which drives me nuts because a painter is like somebody that paints walls.
Not in this case, I guess.
Yeah, but I asked them to change me to a visual artist, so I'll make sure because that's what I am, right? So, Mary, I'm sorry, I apologize for hogging all the information today. I didn't. Do you work with Amy?
Yeah. I'm actually Michelle. It seems that you are amazing. You just didn't see that you are not amazing, but you are. I can see it.
Thank you.
Because if you are showing your talent, and then you didn't know that you are good with it, you just need to be. I think you need to be positive every time, even if there's happen to you. If there's bad happen to you, just be positive. It means if there is bad thing happen to you, it means there's a reason for it. You just need to look for the brighter side of it. That's I would think. Yeah.
I'm thinking that the computer getting soaked with a glass of water that fell off, got knocked on the table, was part of a lesson that I need to learn about keeping my stuff organized. I think Metatron is the one who sent me that, because he is he's one of my archangels, and he is the geography guy, or not geography, geometry. He's the sense of order. So I think it was him saying, you know what? Get your shit together and don't be so messy.
Well, I have helped. For some reason, this year has been the year that people are coming to me telling me they're messy. So I was in my sister's basement and we gutted it and cleaned it and got it all organized. And then my friend Denise is like, my basement is a disaster. I need some help. So I went and helped her. Like, I don't do organization for a living. I just love organizing stuff.
Yeah.
And so if you need help, Michelle, just, I know.
So I do have a friend who's a professional organizer who had a company in the 90s she did workshops across Canada, and she got into 27 states with these workshops. So she came, and in this, you couldn't even walk. You saw my space. You couldn't even walk in here without having to path. And we worked for about 4 hours. Every time I saw her, she was picking something up that my head was like, oh, let me do that. But I stopped listening to that. I said it about 5 times. And then after we were done, she said the test was very good. That she wanted to see how I responded to her questions and me touching all my stuff. But then when I was trying to organize the studio here to get ready for the weekend, I couldn't just, put all my beads in place. I had to go and do this, right? And it's weird. I had to do that. And
well,
I spent,
you did it, and it's all good.
yes, but it's, yeah, I don't know. My head's spinning.
It'll be fine.
I know.
It's about the creation process.
Yes. So I have a very active process-oriented brain. Yeah. It bounces from this to this to this to this to, even when I want to focus on something, like, putting my stuff away. I'll see a supply and I'll see another supply and, oh, we can do this with that. And I'll have to get that done right away. So it's hard for me to balance action and interruptions and my thought process. So
what would you think if your friend who does organization said, I want you and, sorry, what's your man's name again? Simon. I want you and Simon to leave for 3 days, and when you come back, this place will be completely organized. How does that make you feel?
I laugh. It makes me feel like laughing because there's no way somebody could do that in that amount of time. It wouldn't happen, not from my point of view, but I don't think it would happen from my husband's point of nobody can touch my stuff.
So, okay, so forget the timeline, like however long it takes. Like,
okay.
Could you be on one of those shows where they're like, okay, now go stay with a relative and we're going to completely renovate and fix up everything, and then you're going to come home and it'll be all perfect. Like, are you both like that? Like, don't touch my stuff?
No, I'm fine if people want to come in and, like, last year I had a lady digging around in my art that I didn't put up on the wall to find something she wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Right. So that sort of stuff doesn't bother me, as long as if somebody did it, I have some systems in place as don't change everything, all of my systems, but add to them and give me a finished, completely organized space, and I will adhere to it to the best of my ability.
Okay. Just seeing your level of control factor there.
Yeah. Art classes, when I had to deal with the person running the school, she would come in and I'm a spreader. I spread out everywhere, and she would start putting materials away and organizing stuff that I had got out for the next class and putting stuff away. Because instead of, like, I brought everything out in the morning and I had 3 classes. So that drives me nuts. Don't move my cheese, man.
Yeah, exactly. Don't move my cheese.
I have that book.
Yeah, I do. I have that book as well.
And then I have the Mary Kondo book.
What's that?
Maybe it's her. She's the organizing lady from Japan.
Oh, yeah.
All stuff, put it in a room, go through it, thank the things you don't need anymore, and keep the things that make you truthfully joyful.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I found another one, another book in here, Organizing for the Creative Person. Just makes me laugh.
I know. Is that possible?
I organize chaos, yes.
Yeah. Well, I've got this now up on Tarika. I'll get the app on my phone, and then I can go see. It's on both days, right?
Yep, both days.
Yeah. So I might see you on one of these days.
Perfect.
I'm going, maybe we could do this on, yeah, my girlfriend's got her house for sale and there's an open house on Sunday. So maybe I'll tell her to come and we'll go look at a couple places. We'll come see you on Sunday.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, it's the studio tour season. So Richmond Hill studio tour and art walk are Saturday. Is on Saturday. Our studio tour weekend. The McMichael has its art sale. When I was there, they used to do it. They had an art sale where you apply to sell your art, and they have that on the same weekend as the studio tour. So it's all kind of combined. And some of them, like King, they do it in the spring, which is better, I think. So there's one in Stouffville, there's one in Uxbridge, Aurora.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Some are on the same weekends, others are different weekends still.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got this up on my screen now, so I'll see if like Denise is into that stuff, so I think she would like it.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff to take a look at. Lots of stuff. So.
Okay. Well, let's I'll see you on the weekend at some point.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
That's all you got. When's your next magazine coming out? Oh. Spin the wheel.
It was maybe October 1st, but that means I've got like 10 days to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need Mary to set some goals for me to get that done. Otherwise, it's gonna be like January 1st. We'll just skip 2 editions. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, are you still doing artist calls for them?
For the blue edition, it's already done. Like I've got all the components, right? The next one is blue. The next one is indigo.
Okay.
So yes, there will be an open call for indigo. I just don't I don't want to put it out until this one's out.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sister.
And that's you today.
Oh. Hold it up. I want to make the screen bigger. 1 second.
Oh, here, how about I do this?
Oh.
And that's Metatron.
You know, I also draw when I take notes, but my stuff just, you know, your stuff looks so much better.
That wasn't very positive, Amy. Do not what you express with.
I know. It wasn't very positive. I'm comparing and I'm, you know, doing that right now.
Yeah.
Because I really I love drawing when I'm taking notes, when someone's talking, like in the class that I just did. I was trying to draw the vision that I had, which was this, like,
oh, that's beautiful.
Kind of wearing like this little something, and yeah. And I feel like it solidifies the message more if I connect some like a drawing to it.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
I draw all the time if I'm at a meeting or I can't not draw. So, and my little security blankets, I realized that I need to have a solid book. So this one was very interesting. Very, very interesting. So.
All right. Well, you know what? Like September's always a good time for like a New Year time for business people. I think they go like January and September now is kind of like the second New Year's.
Yep.
So I'm gonna start putting something together for the color and numerology course and also the practitioner's course. They're more expensive courses, so I have to give people time to like either do a payment plan or do like come up like time to build up the funds. But the courses I know for sure are going to include all the bottles you need, so the price will include the bottles. For the color and numerology course, there's 12 bottles, I think, because I need people to have bottles 1 to 9 that are not up there, but 1 to 9 for the planets. And also, I also want you to have your own numerology colors, so like your birth colors.
Okay.
So that when we're doing the course, you can do that. The other course is going to be, you need, I think there's 19 bottles in that one. So you've got, because we're working with one color every week. And so you want to be able to interact with the bottle or bath in that bottle or spritz with that bottle through the week that you're working. And then, so yeah, it's necessary to have the 19, but you can't, like, we can split it up. So like you can order like half of the bottles. This is in general, not you, but like in general, they can, start with the first 8 and then or the first 9 and then the last 9. So it doesn't always have to be all up front. But I also have to give Moira enough time to plan the course because I have to order bottles from South Africa, and that can take up to 3 weeks. So yeah. So there's going to be some planning. Once I come up with the curriculum for both of them exists already. I just need to get my ass in gear with some promotion and get it out there to the world.
Yeah. Self-promotion is always challenging. I find it challenging.
Yeah. Well, when you've got, like, I've got the magazine that I'm promoting on a regular basis with Mary, and then now I've created another Instagram, which is just Amy Bell. So I'm going to kind of divide my world. So magazine is its own separate entity, and then me and the color teaching and the courses and the readings will be something separate.
Yeah.
And then at some point they'll sort of cross over, but not a lot. I just have to build up that Amy Bell thing now. Yeah.
Definitely. I'm not a big fan of social media to begin with, so yeah. But I did manage to invite people that, I actually sent out messages and emails inviting people with very nice responses. So
yeah.
Big win.
Groovy. So, okay, tell me the etiquette. When you go into someone's studio, like, are you supposed to leave them money?
Nope.
This is all free.
Only if you want to buy a piece of art.
Okay.
All free. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you're just going in, checking out, interacting with the artist. If you like their work, you buy something.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm always a bit nervous going into someone's private place, and especially if it's just me in there, and then I'm feeling like an obligation to buy something. I don't know.
I know. It's like going shopping in the store, and
there's just one woman, you and that person, the salesperson.
You gotta buy something.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know how to exit out of that situation. Like, okay, I've had enough of your art now. See ya. Bye. Like,
I would just say comment how you wish and just say thank you. Have a wonderful day, and off you go. We don't expect you to come in. Every person coming in, we are not expecting them to buy something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like going to a trade show,
Mm.
right? Or an event out in the community at a crafters market or a motivational speakers thing. You have all these people, right, offering you to buy what they are selling, and you don't have to take everybody's offer up.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I do suggest to people who have a distinct style that they like, and everybody knows what they like and they don't like. I've been helping my husband overcome his, oh my God, this stuff is crap.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Like your use of color, Or you could go into some place when it's like the energy is just not yours, right? Or you don't particularly like that style, and it happens, and 2-minute respectful look around. Thank you. I
Yeah.
like your use of color, whatever. If you don't want to engage with them in a conversation,
Yeah.
then that's
Thanks for the heads up, sister.
we're pretty